Hi, Carrie. It's good to see you today.
Good to see you too.
I just wanted to recap the goals that we had gone over from your last session and see where we're at. And then, if it's okay, we'll talk about some more issues if that's good with you.
Yes.
Okay. So, last time when you came, you had discussed maybe getting a time frame with your aunt and uncle about living in their house, and how did that go?
Well, we talked and we're thinking about 6 months is a time period just for me to be able to just get on my feet and save up some money and all that good stuff.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm hearing is that you did speak with them, and together you decided that you would have a 6 month timeline.
Yes.
So I'm guessing that possibly you found a job if you came up with a timeline already.
Yeah, I got a job at Walmart and I'm going to be working nights. So that'll get me on my feet. I'm going to save up and um, yeah, it's just going to be good.
Perfect. And so now that you found a job, did you establish daycare for your baby?
Well, I did go to a few daycares, but I just didn't feel comfortable there. I just didn't feel like I could leave the baby there. So my cousin is just going to watch the baby during the nights when I work, and I'll watch the baby during the days because I don't work during days.
Oh, perfect. That's good. And so the um, the last time you were here, you had mentioned school. Is that something you're still looking at this time?
No, I'm just a little bit too overwhelmed right now, so school is just not in my path on the right track. Right now it's just too overwhelming. It just makes me get anxiety and I just can't.
That's that's okay. So it sounds like what you're saying is that because you're just starting a new job and you have the baby, and working in a new environment, living with your aunt and uncle, that school is a little bit too much for you right now. You're going to put that off.
Yeah, just for right now. It's not like a for everything, but just right now it's just too much to handle.
Well, I think that's good that you know your limitations and you don't, get into something that will just stress you out and make it more difficult for you to raise your baby and continue working. So I think that's good. I actually think that's a good idea to say, that might be too much for me right now, so I'll revisit that another time. So I think that's good. Um, so you seem to be good with your goals. Everything, you seem really on target, which is awesome. I'm really happy for you. How do you feel about the changes that you've made? You went all the way from, being unemployed and uncertain of your living situation, and now you've got a job. You have um, sort of a time frame and your next steps. And how are you feeling about that?
I'm excited just to see like how it all plays out. I'm more comfortable now. The whole living situation just makes it's just like a big weight lifted off your shoulders. Like I don't feel so rushed to get out of their house, and I can just relax, and I just feel pretty relieved, honestly.
Oh, good. So, what I'm hearing you say is that the communication that you established with your aunt and uncle, and even your cousin about the babysitting, really, was like a big stress reliever to you. It kind of clarified some issues and gave you a concrete sort of platform, and you can continue working from there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Good. So I was wondering if we could talk about some things that you alluded to in your last session. You had kind of said that you um, didn't have the best relationship with your parents, but I was wondering, have you thought any about that? Have you had time to think about that?
Um, I've talked to my mom a couple of times. I just don't really think that I'll ever talk to my stepdad. It's just he's just way out there, and it's just not a good thing. So, I talked to my mom, and she wants to come see the baby, or she wants me to take the baby up there. So we'll see. I'm not sure. They'll probably have to come down here just because of financial things, but um, yeah, I think that we're okay. I mean, we're not on the best terms, but we're not on the worst terms either.
Well, that's good. So it sounds like you're in a better place now, and with your relationship with your mom, and you've sort of open the door for communication, which is always nice. And and you're feeling pretty good about it, it seems
Yeah.
like. So, when you say that your mom will come down to visit, was she open to that? Did you discuss that with her?
Yeah, that's something that she said. She said that she wanted to come down here. She wanted to see my aunt and uncle as well. She just wanted to see the family. So she's the one who actually brought it up to me that she wanted to come down. So I told her that's fine, whatever she wants, and we'll just see how it goes.
Oh, that sounds good. And so, I know that you had mentioned that you seemed overwhelmed. So I was going to ask you, regarding your baby's father, is he able to help you with any of this, or?
No, he's a druggie, so he probably won't be in the picture at all. I'm not telling him he can't, but I'm just saying once he gets stabilized, then maybe he can come around the baby. But right now, it's just, I haven't talked to him, so he's still living in Vegas, so.
Okay, so it sounds like, well, what you're saying is that you really value a stable relationship and environment for your child, and right now he doesn't really fit that criteria. So you would just rather not
Shut it
visit
down.
with that
Yeah.
until he's in a more stable place.
Yeah.
And do you know, is there any way to find out if he's ever in a stable place, or how do you think you'll come about that information?
Well, I talked to his mom. His mom was really supportive, and she lets me know from time and again. I mean, she checks on the baby, she sends clothes or whatever needs to be done for the child. So we have a pretty well open relationship. So she would let me know if he was doing okay, and she does it by her judgment also. Like, oh no, he's not really doing that well. So
Well, that's good that you're able to talk with her, and I bet that makes you feel, a little more relieved.
yeah.
And so I know that you had said that with the feelings, you were overwhelmed and sometimes possibly a little anxious. I was curious about your therapy sessions. You had said last time that you were going to therapy, and I was wondering, are you still in therapy?
Yes, I go once a week to a therapist, and it seems to really be helping. We talk, and she gives me advice, and it just makes me feel relieved. And I don't know if it's therapy or just like everything's just falling into place, but it just helps, and it's just like a little getaway from everyone, so I enjoy it.
Well, that's good. I'm glad therapy is helping you and sort of giving you sort of a break and maybe time to focus on yourself. And so I would recommend continuing that. And do you have plans to continue that
Yes,
therapy?
we are going to see each other once a week for about a month, and then see how that goes for the rest of this month. And then after that, we'll see if we need to continue, or if I'm okay, or if we could just limit like once every 2 weeks or once a month, just something like that.
That's good. That's really good. It sounds like you really are um, sticking with your plans and following through, and you should be really proud of yourself. I think that's a big accomplishment.
Thank
There's,
you.
You're welcome. There's been a lot of change in your life, and I think you're adapting to it. So my recommendation is just to continue seeing your therapist, and I think if you think it would help, continue meeting with me, on a every 2 week basis, and we can kind of reevaluate some goals and maybe just keep connecting. And if there's anything else you need, how would you feel about that?
I think that's a good idea. Therapy, I like this too because like then it's like just lay down like, okay, this is what we got to do, this is what we can't do. So I enjoy this too. So once every 2 weeks is good with this too. And therapy continuing too. So I think that's a good idea.
Okay, good. So if you don't have any further questions, we can go ahead and wrap it up. And I think that we'll see you again here in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.